But you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. And there were shoes and let's see, there's radio listener specials, Sean Hannity listener specials, Mike Gallagher, flash sales TV specials, War Room Bannon, so Steve Bannon flash specials.
But I don't see any merchandise on my fellow website that is specifically Trump themed.
Where was it? I know that was somewhere. I have to go find the red. Now that's gonna bug me, but I can't find it. All right, a judge has unsealed more of the portions of the FBI's Mar-a-Lago search affidavit. And you know what? What more we found? A whole bunch more black lines. Bunch of more redactions. And worthless stuff.
We found out one thing that we didn't know, and that is that before that infamous service of the search warrant, the FBI had gone to Mar-a-Lago. We knew that. We knew that they had retrieved the hard drive from the video surveillance system. It's not a bomb. Okay, as KFI News has been reporting all morning, one student is one in the hospital, Bernstein High School in Hollywood. They overdosed on pills, authorities believe, that look like Percocet, but may well have been fentanyl instead. And think about this as a parent. So one of the students, died on the campus, didn't come home. Stepdad goes looking, finally goes to the school, finds his stepdaughter dead in the restroom at 9 o'clock at night. After, I'm sure, having been looking for her in all kinds of places. But we're getting the story over and over. You buy Percocet, you buy Norco on the internet. Looks just like the pills and it's laced with fentanyl. At some point, when do you not do that? I think we can do one more story.
You guys want to do a lighter one? Go toward the end. Let's see. How about the family in Houston that was reunited with their dog missing after 2 years? This pet was found just wandering all alone. It's a little black and white boxer dog that's been reunited with its owner. Its name is Cash. And a vet found a microchip registered to the owner, who told the SPCA that Cash had gone missing from their yard nearly a year and a half ago, which is a chance for me to say, please sign up for the KFI AM 640 / Wiggle KFI Wake Up Call Wigglers team this weekend that goes to benefit Pasadena Humane Society. KFIAM640.com/wiggle. Join me and everybody else because Pasadena Humane is big on microchipping.
Coming up, what's stopping the illegal cannabis stores? Well, certainly not killings and robberies and extortion. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Prepare to be stimulated. KFI.
HD2. Los Angeles, Orange County.
Locked in everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Searching the home of the supervisor. I'm Jennifer Jones Lee live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA County Sheriff's investigators have served a search warrant at the home of LA County Supervisor Sheila Toole in Santa Monica. She told Fox 11 News deputies were pounding on her door at 7 this morning.
This strikes me as being part of a sort of a bogus non-investigation. There is no investigation going on that would support this warrant.
Toole says the warrant was signed by a judge who is friends with Sheriff Villanueva and called it harassment. The LA Times says the investigation has to do with allegations by a county employee that a nonprofit was improperly awarded contracts pushed by Toole's office. News is brought to you by Mesa Garage Stores. One girl has died. This is the story we were just talking about, and at least 2 other teens are in the hospital as a result of a drug overdose at Bernstein High School in Hollywood. LAPD Lieutenant John Ratke says the students bought the drugs in a park near the school yesterday.
They ingested those pills and immediately felt ill.
The girl who died last night was found in a girl's restroom. Another 15-year-old girl and a teenage boy are in the hospital. Ratke says the teen bought Percocet that might have been laced with fentanyl. A new study names California the most scammed state, with about 67,000 people losing a record $1.2 billion.
California lost an average of $18,000 per person last year. The social captures analysis of FBI staff also determined that 2 times more losses than the number 2 state of Texas. Half of those suffers from loss make less than $3,000 per year. The least gullible or $10,000 craziest state was West Virginia. City Park City.
3 or 4 people arrested in connection with a fatal shooting at a parking stand drove, then released. The LA County DA's office has told the police to investigate further. The LAPD had just announced the arrest on Monday. The shooting in July killed 2 men and injured 6 others. Some people on LA's west side are fighting a plan to turn parking spaces at Westchester Park into 24-hour parking for the homeless.
People have protested the plan saying children deserve a safe park to come and play. Neighbor Deborah Houston says there's already crime associated with homeless people who live at the park.
Recently, we had a homeless guy, a homeless woman attacked the 70-year-old woman who manages the tennis court.
People at yesterday's protest say they want the city to find another parking lot for the spaces that isn't in a park. LA park officials are scheduled to vote on the plan tomorrow. In Westchester, Blake Trolley, KFI News.
Police in Glendale say they're looking for witnesses who stepped up to help when a 13-year-old boy was punched in the buttocks by a man in a donut shop. The boy was waiting at the counter with his brother and his mom August 31st. A witness and his friend confronted the man as he left the area. The encounter was caught on surveillance video, and the man has been arrested and held on bail on suspicion of lewd and lascivious acts with a child under the age of 14. And Ken Starr has died. He served as the independent counsel in the investigation that led to the impeachment of former President Clinton. Starr was a member of former President Trump's defense team when his impeachment went before the Senate. He served as the dean of Pepperdine University School of Law from 2004 to 2010. He died of complications from surgery, according to a statement from his family. Ken Starr was 76 years old. We'll get a look at your drive with BKFI and the sky. More on this crash on the 5 right here in Burbank. But first, it's sports with Wayne.
And the Dodgers clinched the NL West title last night with a victory jump start by Joey Gallo in the second. High fly ball to center field. Way back there. And it is gone! A home run! Joey Gallo straight away center. The Dodgers take a 2-0 lead. And the final score 4-0. That series wrapped up today at 6:40. The starter still being determined. Listen live on AM 570 LA Sports. The Angels lost to the Cleveland Guardians by a score of 3-1. They'll close out that series this morning at 10. Patrick Sandoval is set to start. I'm Ray Mesnet, KFI Sports.
Taking a look at your KFI financial report. Right now, the Dow is up 70, S&P is up 14, NASDAQ is up 78, and the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in California is $5.43. Here's SoCal weather from KFI. Looks like we've got a nice day ahead. Just cloudy start, but then sunshine this afternoon and very mild temperatures. As we'll just be in the mid-70s at the beaches, upper 70s for Orange County and Metro LA, low 80s for the valleys and the Inland Empire. Let's get a look at your drive with BKFI in the sky, and right outside on the 5, we've got a crash right here in Burbank.
Well said, Jennifer. Well, I hope Jennifer got your attention, actually, if you're driving the North 5 coming up from Atwater Village. It's North 5 at Olive. That's right around that brand new Burbank Boulevard Bridge. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with, but motorcyclists started with a car angled there on the North 5 and really stopped a little bit before the 134. Depends where you are, but San Fernando Road, even Glen Oaks, coming out of Glendale, are both good up to the north, and to get on anywhere north of Burbank Boulevard, and you'll be in better shape. Agoura Hills into the San Fernando Valley are probably on a big one. Up that eastbound 101 at Road, it's about top of the hill. When you look at Las Virgenes, terrible crash there. Has to get back up to Lost Hills. Orange County, not out of the woods yet. North 5 to 55. Terrible crash there, back up from the 133. I think the bottom line there, North 405 from the L4Y up to the 55. That's in much better shape. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Paul.
This hour of the Bill Handel Show brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. If you get hurt in an accident, choose a law firm with the experience to win. Choose Jacoby and Myers.
1877 cars for kids. K-A-R-S cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your cars today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 cars for kids. Donate your cars today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate. Identity theft shows no sign of slowing down. In fact, more than $14 billion stolen last year. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. No one can prevent an identity theft, but everyone can save 25% on their first year of protection with promo code BACK at LifeLock.com. LifeLock.com, promo code BACK.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Right now, get a special BOGO offer from Bosch. Buy a select Bosch 18-volt bare tool, get a battery free. Shop savings on all of our top pro items. Plus, MVPs earn up to 3 times bonus points on select products. Join today and redeem points for products designed to level up your business. Don't miss MVP's bonus days, happening now at Lowe's. Pricing and offers subject to change at any time. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid to 9/23.
This is Jacob and Ronnie. If you've been in an accident, call 844-24-JACOB.
KFI.
More stimulating talk.
An iHeart radio station.
AM 640, Bill Handle here on Wednesday morning, September 14th. The big stories we are covering is what's happening in Westminster Hall in England, in London, Parliament building, Queen's Clapham flag and state in this very large hall. And the public is, I think, now filing in to her coffin. 2 miles long is the line. People are told to be waiting for 30 hours or more to view the coffin. Now I want to get a little local and talk about something that's going on in East LA. And that has to do with California's, or Southern California's cannabis stores. And I'm talking about the difference between the legal ones and the illegal ones. And there was a cannabis store called, still around, Hierba on Cesar Chavez Avenue, right in the middle of Royal Heights area. And customers coming in according to general manner, they sticker shock. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm using cannabis to sleep these days, and I go to a legal dispensary, and the prices are stunning, absolutely stunning. Even with a 30% opening discount for new customers, shoppers still couldn't understand why a single gram of what they're calling first-class funk, that's the name of that grass. If you look at Maryland grass, if you look at the cost of cannabis these days, I mean, it can be astronomical. Where a gram can cost that much. Now, Hierba is the first legal dispensary in the Royal Heights neighborhood. And when it opened up, the only other options were unlicensed storefronts that charge far, far less for cannabis. And that is the problem that the authorities are having. A mile east of Herbia. And Herbia is a beautiful place. It's lit. If you ever been to a dispensary, legal dispensary, they're nicely done. Not the illegal ones. If you go just a mile east, there's an unmarked and unlicensed shop put up a holding sign right on the sidewalk that read 4 to 5 grams for $20. And inside the store, it was this grimy room and mason jars piled high, and it's all bargain price pot. And here is the problem. The police are going after these unlicensed places, sort of. But the reality is, even with in this case, the sheriff's office, the black market is booming and right there in plain sight. I mean, customers are going to the illegal pot dispensaries. Why? Because the cost of buying legitimate pot, and that is grown under state regulations coming from licensed growers, licensed distributors, licensed dispensary, where it is taxed at every single point. It's just astronomical. It's at least 50%. You buy $100 worth of pot, you're going to pay $50 worth of taxes on that. I mean, 50% tax is pretty high. And so you have all these illegal pot dispensaries. And the story, this is an LA Times story about this one store because it signifies what's going on. It shows what's happening out throughout the city. And it's so bad that the police will come in and they'll raid a place. And they'll shut it down. An illegal dispensary is an illegal dispensary. And they'll confiscate the pot. And if there are any weapons there, of course, everybody's in trouble. But guess who gets prosecuted? Nobody. Why? It's a pot offense. And that's all it is. And pot is legal. And the fact that one shop is licensed and the other one isn't is no big deal. It's considered a low-level offense. So these pot shops are having the time of their lives, the illegal ones. And even when someone shuts down, this is what the sheriff's office said. Literally, when the authorities shut down one of these pot shops, the next day it opens up, maybe down the street. I mean, all you really need is to rent a storefront, load it up with the cannabis, put them in jars, label them, put a counter up there, and you're ready to go in literally a couple of days. And if you walk into an empty storefront that's been there for a while and walking with a pile of cash saying, I'd like to rent this place for 6 months in advance, who's going to say no at this point? So if you go along that area, there are about a dozen or so illegal dispensaries. They advertise openly, signage on the property, Yelp pages. Others are a little bit quieter about how they do it. So a Times reporter visited some of these dispensaries 2 months after they were raided. And there is a sign sort of proud that they were raided. We were raided, now we're open. And so the Times went in there, there was an employee who said he was just a clerk, didn't know who managed the store, didn't know who owned the store. Dozens of affidavits that have been filed in East Los Angeles at the courthouse with saying search warrants make it clear that it's no deterrent whatsoever that they're being raided. And even the crime that exists is no deterrent. I mean, people are killed. A lot of cash. It used to be you couldn't even use a credit card. You had to come in with cash. So it was a dangerous place. Armed security, crime. Does that stop anything? Absolutely not. So where do you go to get your pot? Unfortunately, the cost of legal pot is so expensive. I mean, I buy that stuff because I want a specific kind to help me sleep. The other thing I hate about going to a legal dispensary, I don't know if you ever have, but ask anybody who has, you can't open up the packages. It's impossible to open up those packages. You can't do it. They're so child-proof that I can only get kids to help me open it up. Coming up, Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth II, lying in state now at Westminster Hall. You know, there are a lot of Americans who actually like her more than Brits. To them, she's actually Queen of America. It's quite a story I'll share with you when we come back, and then handle in the House Whisperer segment with Dean Sharp coming up at the bottom of the hour. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Here's Jennifer Jones-Lee.
I've been watching the procession now. It's the public that's able to file through Westminster Hall this morning and pay respect to Queen Elizabeth. People are bawling. It's as though it's a family member to them. I mean, and granted, these are the people who've now waited all night long, and who knows for how many hours they've been there waiting in the rain, that sort of thing. But as Handel mentioned, Queen Elizabeth is now lying in state at Westminster Hall after a procession from Buckingham Palace. More and more Americans are losing sleep because of concerns about the state of the world. A national survey of more than 2,000 participants found changes over the past few years are keeping Americans awake at night. And dozens of dogs will put their best
shit was so crazy back on
this
this
weekend.
Vid
First competition in San Diego is
motherfuckers balling all night. Balling all night.
Comes back on Saturday.
Really?
Look at your drive with DKFI in the sky.
Balling all night.
Termites are swarming in Southern California. I mean, you can see them flying around, little bugs with wings, and at home, wood shavings at the bottom of your dashboard, your baseboard. I mean, those are termites. So let me suggest calling Pacific Coast Termite, even if you don't know, you don't see calling Pacific Coast Termite. Get a free home inspection. Certain restrictions apply, and they'll tell you, no, you don't have termites yet. You have termites. Let's grab them now. And they do it without tenting, and that's critical. Tenting is a nightmare. Double bagging your food, moving toxic chemicals in your house, I mean, all of it. The Pacific Coast Termite, you're done. They're there. You can even be home while they do their work. Call 800 Pacific, 800 Pacific. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com, 800 Pacific.
Pacific Coast Termite. Cheers, termite.
The clean, friendly way.
From the driveway.com Weather Center, we've got a cloudy start to the day with more sunshine on the way and highs in the mid-70s to the low 80s. This report is brought to you by Lowe's. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. This time we're heading to the 605.
Jen, did you ever see a great Dane on the surfboard? It's quite a moment for me.
No, but I love them.
It's a moment. I thought I'd tell you about some okay drive now. We can talk about doing a little more morning, but South 605 is not all that bad. Yes, it's a little slow between 10 and 60, and then again, Washington down to the 5. But if you do it every morning, I think you're going to be okay. The other good southbound drive is 710 from north to the 5 down to the 105. That's okay. It does get quite slow going into the harbor.
You can come and take a shit.
Mid-city, Los Angeles. My goodness, to the Santa Monica Freeway, West Mountain. Jan all morning still is all the way out to about Robinson, Washington, Venice, and any of those streets to help you out. And where you have to go. Fair Flying Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob. MVP quota stays at Lowe's. Buy a select Bosch 18 volt Bear Tools, get a battery free. Plus MVP get up to 3 times bonus points. Pricing and offers subject to change at any time. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts events. Valid through 9/23.
This report is
Good talk,
sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and
Use your solar tax credit is set to 30% for the next 10 years, including next year.
Get a solar max system for $49.93 a month, 0 down, 0.99% APR.
Inflation by going solar with SolarMax technology. Get custom designed solar
Yeah, right,
controls, everything for $49.93 a month with 0 down and